the string.
So next week we're chatting to Michelle Myers, who runs Daredevil Tattoo Studio and Tattoo Museum in New York, and she's got this amazing collection of historic tattoo machines, right down to like the Thomas Edison pen, and such an amazing, like, from back then right to present day. So that'll be interesting to find out more about her sort of history of those.
There's a lot of weird and wacky machines.
These were, you know them. These were my original machines that I made.
So that looks like a bit of a direct drive sort of.
Yeah, well, so, because
what would you describe?
Yeah, because we didn't have
for people who are listening,
pre-made needles back then. What we used to do, we used to have a plain needle bar, and you used to go up inside the guide there, you used to lock inside there, and you put your grip up on top there. So basically a needle bar would just be like just a needle bar with no loop on it. Basically, we used to make our own, so it'd be straight. But then it come to the stage where pre-made needles come in, and then I designed this, which basically turned that upside down, and made a guide back to sit in, and then a nipple coming out there, which theoretically was that. See that?
So that looks like
that's that upside down, really. So I kind of that moved on from that to.
He's got a big bag of stuff he's trying to rummage through.
I know, this is great radio, isn't it?
Making sure people know what's going on.
I know. I think we'll probably put the video up because this is so nice to see.
Yeah, it's proper interesting.
Moved on from that to that, which has got like a thing inside it. So this was the one where we still had the needle bar going up inside it, and then your grip on top of there. But then one day, just come up with the idea of just maybe use this one, turn it round. So, and then turn that around there, and then the little pip guide thing, and it ended up being this basically. So, and then we could use standard needle bars on it. And I think at the time when I did it, it was early 1999, 2000, I think it was. And I think I was one of the first to do it. I'm not sure, people say, but, and then from that, then we escalated to the super old note around the motor, bit of brassness.
These are so heavy as well. Like they're beastly machines.
Yeah, they're no good for your carpal tunnel. So.
I know, I was going to say good for me.
So yeah, and then we mentioned from there, and then from that then is the plain brass, which is the baby of all babies, which I haven't got with me. So
a classic. My boyfriend has I really like one he must have had for, I don't know, 13 years or something. Like, I don't know how long you've been selling them properly, but it's got a 2.5 volt motor.
Yeah.
And he said, I say that, then you'll know how old it is. And he's too scared to use it in case it goes wrong because he loves it so much.
They stopped making those motors.
Them motors they stopped making, but I've got a MFA model the same spec as that motor. I've got loads of them in the shop. It runs on about 2.5 to 3 volts, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it hammers. That's what's in these. That's what's in these ones. I can't think of what they're called. What are they called? I can't remember.
They were awesome.
Yeah, they were a German one, but they were like amazing. They run so quick, so amazing for lining and stuff, just to run it quick along the skin.
Amazing.
But the only reason we changed from them to go to MFA was because everybody was buying Chinese power supplies, and Icon come out and all that kind of stuff, and they didn't have a feature on there for the motors, and the people were buying a machine and they were just stopping, wouldn't run the motor.
That's useful. What's your favorite machine that you've made?
My favorite's got to be the plain brass. even though I don't use it. It is it's my baby. I mean, I use the hybrid cart machine I use.
Oh yeah, I haven't started using cartridges yet. I'm sure I'm a bit behind the times with it now.
You know, it's easy for me because I don't tattoo as much as I used to, and just to use a couple of carts a day, a liner and a couple of shaders, it's just easy for me. Rather than having 3-4 machines set up. And the thing is, with a rotary, you can do anything. So you can line, shade, color, everything with one machine. So with the same machine.
Yeah, that I see the benefits of it, but with me, I tend to do like a lot of smaller tattoos. So I might have 5 or 6 people in a day, and then it gets really expensive. So I just have my sort of standard setup, but if I ever do anything bigger, like I'll occasionally borrow one, and I'm like, oh, don't know about this.
A lot of people in the industry are lazy, and this isn't a dig at them all, but they buy from tattoo suppliers where they can just buy it direct itself. You can go on to sites where you can buy all your carts, but you need to buy in bulk, not thousands of pounds. But if you buy in bulk, and that's what I do, because there's like 4 or 5 of us in the shop. I buy bulk, and then we all go in together to buy them all. So it works out a lot cheaper rather than just paying like 15 quid a box.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's really useful then. That is useful. So, Iain, why did you say that you don't tattoo anymore? You just concentrate on the machines?
Yeah, I mean, I maybe do 2 tattoos a year. I keep my foot in. But yeah, it's just I just run the sort of the machine side of things for Dale now. Really, it's just yeah, sort of fell out of love. Like the industry sort of changed as I got into it. It was sort of this weird sort of time. Like it was just sort of picking up interest in sort of mainstream sort of ways, and yeah, it's got to the point a couple of years in. I was like doing my 5th Beckham sleeve of the day. I was like, I can't deal with this anymore. Just people telling me what to do because they know better, and I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on with tattooing that customers don't really see, isn't there? And it's not for everyone. It is incredibly stressful, incredibly work, and the huge rush of people wanting to get into it. They see the outside and they see Instagram and see the travel and stuff, but they've no idea really.
Yeah, we'll see. We've according to some people, we've got like 4 Lambos out there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Dad's got 6. Got a couple of yachts around Italy. You know, he's doing all right. I wish.
Oh, sounds ideal. Rockstar lifestyle.
Exactly.
Oh, I wish. This is rock star.
Look at his top in the reality.
This is look. I'm like a slob. This is the reality of what you see now of me in the workshop. This is a daily thing of you till like 7:30, 8 o'clock working. Do you know what I mean? And if it wasn't for the fact of years ago, I was constantly drawing and all that kind of stuff and prepping for the next day. Now it's in the workshop, making machines, trying to do stuff to get done, paying for the family mortgage, all that kind of rubbish. There ain't no rock and roll lifestyle. I can tell you that now. I
know, you can't even afford a clean jumper. Look at that.
My missus always says I dress like a tramp, but I dress for comfy, not for how I look. Being a tattooist, you learn that your work clothes are your going out clothes, and your going out clothes are your work clothes. And there's no, I don't know if you're the same, but there's no difference between it. I mean, most tattooists I know, all their good clothes they wear to work, so and vice versa. Then so
I am going to have to go back to work wearing leggings because I tried to put my jeans on the other day, and after almost a year in lockdown, they do not fit. So now I don't have any good going out clothes, any work clothes. I'm going to be tattooing in pajamas.
So just there in your dressing gown, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Go for comfort every time. It's easy.
Yeah, you know
that's it.
Just so you've got your bad back again, and everyone can fuck off. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Got bad back, let me off.
Yeah, that's it. So when did you set, when you started making the machines, Dale, did you think it was going to be a whole business, or did you just start making it because you enjoyed it and then it took off?
I started making, in the late 90s. I started about 97, and I sold a few of this model. I used to do a plastic one, a few of these to a couple of tattooists that I knew. And it was more of a passion, to be honest with you. And it just got to the stage of we'd sell a few, build some more for the guys in the shop, and just doing whatever. And then when did we do it? Was it Brighton? We did.
Yeah, it's the first ever Brighton tattoo convention.
2006, I think it was. We did Brighton, and was it before then? Whenever it was, we worked Brighton for the first year or two, and then we supplied, I think. But I was selling bits and bobs, and then it was these, and we went to Brighton, and it was a massive amount of machines. It was 10, wasn't it?
10. Yeah.
We sold 6.
I think we sold more or less all of them. I think.
We
were shocked where we were.
Whatever we sold, and literally it was like someone flicking a switch overnight. It went.
Wow.
And I was getting 5 of these a week made by the guys around the corner, and I was begging them. Bear in mind, this is a guy in a tiny room with a manual mill, and he was making 5 of these a week. Sometimes, if he pushed it, he could make me 10. And literally, it was just ridiculous. And then I just found an engineer and started mass producing. Well, I was having 50 done at a time, which for me then was like huge. And it just literally, honestly, I'd get 50 and they'd be gone within less than a week. Do you reckon?
Yeah, that's things. As soon as that Brighton convention was over, like the next day, like the Monday, it was just like email, phone call. This was everywhere. I mean, this was almost like, I wouldn't say worldwide, but it was in a mass of everywhere. And it was just people messaging me, and they were all trying to pre-order. But by then, I didn't have no website. I had nothing, so everything was done through Facebook, and I was just answering questions, and it would take like a couple of weeks to get a machine, but it was just ridiculous.
What do you think started that? Do you think it was people who bought the machines at the convention going away and telling their mates that, fuck me, you've got to try this? This is
it was this
top section.
This top section where you could use pre-made needles.
Right.
All other rotaries are like a direct drive. This wasn't. It was like, I think it was ahead of its time, and people used it. When there was a couple of people in Brighton bought it, and a couple of people in Europe, and it just literally went nuts overnight. Like ridiculous.
Wow! And here you are.
Here we are, a little bit fatter, still miserable.
Talking to us on a Friday night.
So yeah, can't even have my home brew.
And have you got any machines in the pipeline, like anything exciting?
I have, as it goes. I've got quite a few. There's a new pen, which will be, don't know when. We're still sort of designing it, changing it around, but trying to make it simple and cost effective, I might add as well, rather than £1,000 price tag.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen this on Instagram or anything at the moment.
I think so. What is it? What's it called? Have you named it yet?
It's called The Machine.
The Machine.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what to call it. It's just something a little bit different. It's a bit coil inspired, but it's kind of a version of this, really.
What's that in your lap?
This is my Imperium machine, which we only made a small batch of. Didn't really take off, I think, because it had the chuck vice of a cart grip and all that on it.
Okay, yeah.
Kind of redesigned it to this to a degree. Made prototype last year, start of the first lockdown, and that's where it is now. It's been made on the new machine, and I'm just going through doing a different version of that, which is in the other room. So it should just come off the machine, which I've been doing today. Would you like to see it?
Yes, please. Off he goes.
Waddles off.
Maybe you'll change his top. Nah.
Nah. Queen could pull up outside and he'd still be like, I'm not changing.
Damn straight. It's just a similar thing, but it's a different shape. There's a camera over there.
Oh, that looks really cool.
It's gonna have a different chuck vise on it, and just trying to. Is that what, aluminium?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's aluminium. We're doing this as well at the moment. We're all going coily-fied at the moment, amateur barish.
Oh.
A little bit different, but these are on the website. These are ready. Well, I say ready, they're half built. So yeah, cool little machine, 4mm stroke, nice and smooth.
So what would people who don't really, maybe people who are like starting out and stuff, what is the difference with the strokes? So what would like, I don't know, a 3mm versus a 4mm, 3.5mm versus 4.5, whichever the variants are, what does that mean really?
Want to go for it? So the smaller cam, so if you had like a 2.5, 3mm, that sort of thing, you're only kind of brushing the skin, so you're not going very deep. So it's very good for smooth blends, black and grey, sort of like realism colour. So it's just a lot less harsh on the skin, but the bigger cam, the bigger throw you go, so you get a lot more needle. Generally that comes with a lot more sort of punch.
You get a pitted effect as well, don't you?
Yeah. So 3mm, that's really good kind of all-rounder. Well, 3.5 is a good all-rounder, so you can line small lines up to a sort of like a loose 12. Mag-wise, you can pretty much push most mags with a 3.5. Then the 4.2 would be good for sort of medium to larger liners and big mags. Good for solid colour, good for black work.
And do all of your machines, do they come with the option to have it like a different varying stroke?
Yeah, so we only do 2 strokes, a 3.5 and a 4.2. So, but you can change them if you wanted to. But yeah, you can't.
We used to do a 2.5mm, didn't we? But it was just like a lot of people coming in the industry now don't really use a 2.5 stroke, or can't really use 2.5. But I used to use a lot of it for doing black and grey and stuff, because you don't get any needle marks in the skin.
Okay.
And that's the difference with having variant cams of depth. That the smaller the cam, the less needle marks. That's why a lot of traditional artists like the bigger 4.2, 4.5. We used to do 4.5, didn't we? People used to moan about it, didn't they? Say it was too harsh.
Yeah.
So we stopped doing.
But weirdly, people are asking for a 5mm now.
Yeah.
So it's, what you want to do with a 5mm is beyond. Black and arm with a base.
Out of your machines, if somebody was starting out and just wanted like an all-rounder, if they went on the website now, what would you recommend that they start with?
Plain brass, slimline, 5. They'll do everything for you.
Okay, that's good to know. I'm sure Mick must be like just thinking, what the fuck are they talking about? And any customers listening are probably like falling asleep, but I find it so interesting just asking the questions that I've always wanted to know, and just I'm sure there's loads of people out there who also just be like listening intently.
Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone if I'm at the shop, or leave a number. I mean, I like talking on the phone because people can't see me. It's great. I have loads of people ring and ask questions, and I mean, most of the time, some people just ring up just for a chat that I've never even met before, and it's just because they want to talk machines. But I'm happy to give as much information as you want. I mean, you know what I mean? I enjoy talking about tattooing, and I enjoy talking about my machines, not on camera, obviously, but, you know, it's nice that people take the time to actually ring and ask questions.
How much for the stream?